Hey, how's it going everyone? In today's video we'll be talking about the Prince of Persia Remake by Ubisoft again. Now we're still left without a release date even though we saw a huge announcement for it just recently. Also with that announcement we heard a lot of people sharing on social media how their pre-orders were just cancelled, with no way to pre-order them. This is just a technical minor issue if you ask me. It's about time we address the elephant in the room, the way the game looks. Bear in mind that this game is built with the Anvil Engine, the same engine that helped make Assassin's Creed Origins happen. So, when you take all of those set factors in the gameplay trailer, you'd really notice that they do not fit one another. I mean, the gameplay footage shared so far looks like it was yanked from a PS3. That said, I'm not telling anyone breaking news here. It doesn't sound like the project is in great shape. Having been in development at Ubisoft's two Indian studios for years, it was only last month that it was announced the game had been pulled from those teams and was moving to the original 2003 game's developers, Ubisoft Montreal instead. Announcing that move, they said the Montreal team, and I quote, "will now take the time they need to regroup on the scope of the game to deliver you the best experience for this remake of an all-time classic when it's ready." Having taken a month to survey the work, things must not have been great because Ubisoft have now told IGN over the weekend that we are no longer targeting a 2023 release anymore, and the game has been delisted. If players wish to cancel their pre-order, they are invited to contact their retailer. They will be updated on the project as the development is moving along. This is really huge. Ubisoft trying to get in the trend of remaking old classic video games that had a huge following when they released back then. Take Capcom as an example here. Capcom has been remaking a lot of its old, almost 3D Resident Evil games, and they've been a great success in general. Dead Space Remake is also looking nice and does really give the vibes of a modern video game. I would understand the delay happening only from one perspective. This is Ubisoft's first remake of an older game, so this remake is what will make it or break it for Ubisoft. If we take into consideration the fact that there are rumors online that Ubisoft has a plan to remake the first Assassin's Creed game, we'll get a wider view on why Ubisoft is delaying the Prince of Persia remake. Ubisoft has an established reputation in the gaming market, but they have no proven experience in remaking games. This being their first remake ever puts a lot of pressure on Ubisoft. Because if this one fails, they can say goodbye to any other remake plans. This is something that is a fact. If this remake fails, we'll be more hesitant to buy any future remakes if they ever are launched. The delay shows lack of proper management from the developer side as well. But this is also a sign that Ubisoft is getting back into the Prince of Persia series and we could be seeing more of it after the first one releases. Let's face it, Ubisoft is still inexperienced in the video game remaking field, but they can learn a lot from other developers who have been remaking games for a while now. Capcom is of course one of those studios that can teach Ubisoft a lot. These are just speculations, and Ubisoft isn't saying much more than we already guessed by ourselves a long time ago. Prince of Persia could have been released in its current state, but that would have been the first and last remake Ubisoft ever launches for its audience. This remake has been anticipated before it was even confirmed, and the longer Ubisoft takes to release it, the more the hype and expectations are going to build on our side. Now for the pre-order cancellation and the game delisting part. There are some rumors online saying that Ubisoft is not going to release the game for the last gen consoles anymore. Maybe this will help make the game better looking. But even if that's the case, the game looked like something from 2009 from what we can see in the gameplay footage shared online so far. Not releasing it for the last gen consoles will limit the game's sales, so this has to be thought of for a longer period of time. Saying that it will look better and they would be able to introduce new gameplay mechanics and graphics on the current gen consoles won't sound that believable from what we can see in those gameplay videos online. The game looks too rough around the edges to say it's because they're releasing it to the last gen consoles. Other games like God of War looked fantastic on those consoles and we did not hear Sony or Santa Monica Studios complaining. It's only now I guess they're not releasing the new Ragnarok to the last gen consoles, which does not hurt us when we hear it as much as Ubisoft's decision not to release to those last gen consoles would. Well, this is it for today's video. Let's hope for the best as we always do, and let's explore other games that I'll be talking about in the next videos while we wait for this one to get its shit together. Also, please let me know what you think about this whole shit show down in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, get subscribed for more daily content, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new one. Enjoy.